Welcome to the Cloud9 podcast, season 3, episode 10. What is going on, everybody? We have had a very crazy ride to get to the end of the LCS 2022 spring split. So we now have a brand new champion. Evil Geniuses are now your brand new LCS champions. That means for now, the past two splits, we have had a new team win the LCS title. So now the only teams with trophies or one trophy is just obviously Cloud9, Team Liquid, TSM, CLG, 100 Thieves, and now Evil Geniuses come into that fray. So Evil Geniuses had been a team that had been actively ramping up literally throughout the playoffs. Now, we're going to go in depth into all of that. You know, we're going to talk about 100 Thieves. We're going to talk about Team Liquid. We're going to talk about Cloud9. You know, it's really crazy how, like, this whole, like, narrative built around Evil Geniuses is that they build up, like, NA talent when obviously Cloud9 has did that already. Like, Cloud9 was, like, the big driving factor for NA talent, or obviously recycling talent that people just didn't want on their rosters anymore. Namely, it came from like TSM. They would take like TSM players and essentially rehabilitate them. And, you know, because certain players on old past TSM rosters did not look good. And then when they went to Cloud9, they looked a whole lot better. You know, also, I know that MSI 2022 is going to be beginning, I think they said May 10th. So it comes out. So MSI 2022 starts literally a week after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness ends up coming out. Let me make sure I have, you know, the exact like date up here. That way we could start doing our prep for that. And as you guys know, another team that I follow within the League of Legends esports scene, Royal Never Give Up, ended up winning another title. Everyone always just doubts RNG, but my boys RNG end up securing that fucking title, baby.
They won their shitty spring, and they're probably going to win their shitty MSI.
Do they always just
win worlds?
You know what's crazy? If they win 3 MSIs and no worlds, that's going to be just a weird anomaly.
It's just pathetic.
I mean, MSI still count. They're international events. You know, they definitely beat the Korean
nowhere
teams.
Near as much as Worlds. It's like
they beat the Korean teams. That's all that matters. They're beating the best team at the finals.
1/5 of like what?
They're still an international title. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. They're still international titles. Just saying. They beat the Korean teams.
It matters as much as like one of those fucking old MasterCard things. Right? Do you still count one of those?
Okay, factor this in. If an NA team won MSI, they would think it's like the best thing in the world. I don't really judge things by mattering at all.
Oh, it would be like cool, yeah, obviously, because it's an underdog story. But as for like value, now I would hold it to just the same thing. Like it's the same thing in CS:GO with the NA teams who barely won, and then Team Liquid. Their team won all those tournaments, but they never won a major, which was the main thing that mattered.
I mean, it still counts as an international event. It's still a international event held through the middle of the year where you're supposed to send the best teams. Now, for me personally, to make it really matter, in my own personal opinion, you have to essentially beat the LPL team or the LCK team for it to matter. Because, like, let's say randomly a 4th team got in and it was like someone from like Brazil or fucking like Japan, and then like the NA team had to face like the fucking Japanese team in the finals because the LPL and the LCK just like implode. Okay, that's when you go like, okay, that title is pretty easy. But you look at RNG when they won their first MSI all the way back into because they won their first MSI back in 2018 when RNG faced off against Kingzone Dragon X, and then they definitely did well against them. Kingzone Dragon X had been kind of like having some not like iffy games. They just fell apart in the finals, and then later on during that LCK split that followed after MSI, they completely fell apart. They didn't even make Worlds that year. And after that, RNG ended up making it back to MSI. You know, last year they ended up defeating Damwon in a grueling best of 5. And as you guys know, from my Twitter bio, if any of you guys want to follow me on Twitter, here you guys go. This is my Twitter at C9MSK7. These are the teams that I care to follow. Now, someone's gonna be like, well, why do you like Gen G? Well, here's a little story for you guys. After Worlds 2014, when Samsung actually dispersed, and they all the players went to essentially the LPL. They were renamed Samsung Galaxy. They didn't do anything in 2015. And then in 2016, I saw their roster. This is when they had QV, Ambition, Crown. You had Core JJ, who was kind of playing ADC, but he role swapped to support. And then later on, they got Ruler. I followed that Samsung Galaxy roster that entire year, and I said, it looks like they can win Worlds. They definitely have the caliber of players to win Worlds, and they almost did. They almost fucking won Worlds. My friends, they were like, oh my God, you're fucking crazy. What's so good about that team? I was like, Crown is really good. You have Ambition, who's kind of firing all cylinders. QV's playing really fucking good. That would have been my ultimate prediction, was Samsung Galaxy winning Worlds 2016. It was like literally one of the best of 5s I ever watched live with my friends. Well, live from our houses, obviously.
So that was one of just the best Worlds events ever. That's when it peaked, in my opinion.
Guys, my friends will tell you, I almost got that prediction right. They got second place. That was like one of my most legendary predictions. You know how my friend came on here and he said I predicted Cloud9 to get top 4? That actually happened. He was like, they were a good team. I mean, hey, they're a good team. I actually kind of biased. Like, I knew they were a good team.
Well, no, I did kind of predict that as well. You mean in 2018, right?
2018, yeah, when they had that roster with Licorice and Jensen and Blabber.
Well, there was a bit of obviously like hopium involved in it, but
you have to get the right group.
But I did think like Gen G, they were not looking good at all when I saw them, and when people are hyping them up. Crown was playing like shit. Yeah, and I knew that. So remember that gauntlet?
Everyone was hyping out Crown.
Yes, I knew Gen G would play like shit because of Crown, and I knew that they were better than Vitality.
People were like on drugs when they were talking about Gen G. I was like, dude, I followed the whole Gen G. That's back when they were called KSV. If no one even fucking remembers,
it's like the people. It's like with fucking FPX last year. Don't pay attention.
Like, dude, remember for that Gen G roster before they got Crown back? And Crown did play well for the Gauntlet to get them to Worlds, but remember, who were they playing? They're playing goddamn Fly. They're playing Fly in the roster. That's how you know your shit. If you're Fly is garbage. Fly is literally pole belter for fucking LCK. He's actually garbage.
The fact that he stayed on Afrika for 2 straight years is just baffling. But holy fuck! But I mean,
guys, they ended up rebranding to Gen G, and I followed them since 2016. So those are the 4 teams.
I actually predicted them getting out because of that. There was a bit of obviously hopium because of that, but hey, I mean that's with any NA prediction. And then when they got Afrika in the,
I was like, they're gonna 3-0 though. I predicted 3-1.
No,
I actually did predict 3-1.
I predicted a 3-1 for C9 when they got Afrika.
Yeah, I did. I predicted 3-1 for C9. I was like, damn.
Afrika wasn't that good either. And then they could have at least put up like a 5-game fight against Fnatic. But
Keen tried to actually play. Keen tried his best to go like, okay, guys, we can at least do something here. But then he was like, okay, I can't carry these Wangdong Ching-chongs right now.
You need to you need to go on the Korean Twitch VOD.
I'll say it right to their faces.
And you need to clip the commentators' reactions to that Baron steal in Game 3.
Worlds 2018. So the same day that Cloud9, the day before that, you had KT versus IG, that great best of 5. Then right after that, you had G2 versus RNG. So you had 2 of my favorite teams going against each other. And obviously, like I picked RNG to win against them because that roster with Yarnin and Wadid looked like real shit right there. So when G2 won, I was like, oh my God. Oh, fuck. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I knew IG would win though, and everybody would all the Western hype would die down. I knew.
Like, they weren't a good team, and so you knew when they were going to face IG, they were going to get their fucking asses handed to them. But it's, it's just in the moment. Like, a roster like that really shouldn't have ever made top 4, because Yarnin and Wate were really fucking bad.
Yeah, they basically did, because RNG basically lost all their fucking confidence and everything after the group stage. and almost
Yeah.
losing
Who got
first
factor in?
seed to
Cloud9 almost
Cloud9.
got first. If Cloud9 had got first seed, they would have faced G2, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What a world that would have looked like. Cloud9
Yeah.
facing G2 in that fucking world. That'd be a crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if IG had got first, IG, who would they have faced if IG had got first? Because Fnatic got first. Fnatic ended up facing EDG. IG would have faced EDG, actually.
KT could have made finals if it wasn't.
If there was a fucking lower bracket run at Worlds, oh my god, Riot, why is there no lower fucking bracket run?
I don't know. It's stupid. There should be a lower bracket.
Not even that. Like, I get people, and I get Sean when he talks about this too. Guys, I do. MSI needs to be innovated on. This is what I've always said. Introduce lower bracket and introduce the top 2 teams going. Why can't they send an extra team? Why can't they send an extra team? They're just fucking bullshitting you.
I mean, I'm mostly trolling them when I say MSI doesn't matter. But it's still in comparison to Worlds. In comparison to Worlds, so it still like matters like 1/5 as much as Worlds. So
yeah, and like I told people this, MSI just introduce lower bracket run and introduce putting 2 teams. Why can't MSI introduce 2 teams? An extra team from the regions that are coming. Okay, just make an extra team from LCS, LEC, LPL, and LCK. Just do that, okay? Then for the wildcard regions, don't give them an extra seed. Obviously, we don't want to see shitty gameplay from them anymore because they're fucking garbage. Just give an extra seed to the major regions and introduce a lower bracket. That's it. That's all you got to do, you know? Because remember, a lot of people, because, okay, hold on. Give me a second, guys. I got to put my sheet under my door a second. Give me a second. Or you guys will hear the fucking wind in here if I don't do that. Okay, so any guys who are watching right now, follow my logic right here. Okay, follow this. Okay, so I'll use a recent example. So let's say you have EG and 100 Thieves go to MSI for this year, right? So someone would ask, why would you want to send the top 2 teams? I can answer that for you. So just because a team doesn't win a split doesn't make them a shitty team. I'll take it back to an example like this. So when SKT went to MSI 2016, and they definitely did fairly well there, given their expectations, that Rox Tigers team, that split was insane. That Rox Tigers team, it would have been insane. Imagine having them at MSI to up the competition. Imagine having it was EDG that ended up losing to RNG that split. Imagine having TSM at the international event. You know, like it just because a team loses in the finals doesn't mean they're bad. It can mean a lot of different things. So introducing another team to MSI makes it a lot more interesting, where you have a strong second seed to balance out a strong first seed. So just in case a strong LPL seed, the first seed, would get knocked out, you have your second seed to fall back on. And you only have it for the 4 major regions. So it's not going to overload the competition. So like with Europe right now, Rogue going to an international event, I think would have been good for them right now. You know, are people going to tell me Rogue's a bad team right now from the LEC just because they lost to G2? No, that'd be ridiculous. Obviously, they were a good team. They made it to the finals. They definitely played really well during the regular season. They played well in the playoffs, relatively very well. So yeah, that's just my thing when it comes to MSI. Introduce a lower bracket run, introduce extra teams for the 4 major regions, just two teams. That's it. First and second seed, that's it. Spice it up a little bit more. And obviously, I'm glad that 2 of the teams that I follow made MSI 2022. I ordered.
Is that your notifications in the background, or?
I think no. I don't have anything going off.
No,
I got nothing going off. So I'm really, really glad G2 and RNG made it. I'm really proud of them. We're gonna talk about Cloud9 because I'm gonna rip into them. I know Sean doesn't like when I rip into them, but I'm gonna just go insane.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean I don't like when you do? What do you mean?
Sean doesn't like me when I'm angry. Sean started hulking out a few days ago on Twitter when they announced. This man's always under Cloud9's tweets, and this man over here is like, they ask anything, he's like, bring back LS.
Yeah, well, I'm just trolling them.
This man literally went under Destiny's thread and said he's the worst support. Then
no, I didn't. I didn't even. What are you talking about? I made a tweet just saying I didn't think Destiny was good, and he blocked me. I didn't even at the guy.
What reaction do you think that would have gotten?
What are you talking about? Okay, so if you say, Hey, I personally don't like this soccer player. Just my opinion, though. Haha. I hope he improves. Just on Twitter, just some casual tweet like that. So that means the soccer player now has the right to block you.
I'm just saying.
They do have the right, but they're
technically, it's called freedom of speech.
Idiots with shallow egos and low self-esteem.
I'll say this:
who can't handle criticism.
Right after Immortals gets like knocked out of the fucking playoff contention, because let's be honest, they were making playoffs anyways, but how shitty they're playing. Now, apparently, the rumor is Ignar is going to be replacing Destiny. Now, when I read Ignar was going to be replacing Destiny, I knew Sean was doing backflips in his fucking house.
Well, no, I was hoping it would be like Isles or Elia instead, because fucking Ignar is egotistical, overrated motherfucker. So I'll take him, I guess, over Destiny.
So before we get into talking about Cloud9 and just the full LCS episode, the next week's episode we'll be covering the LPL finals, because I want to cover that separately, because obviously got to support the boys. RNG, they won, and we'll talk about MSI a bit more in this episode a little bit later on. But next week's episode is going to be pretty much talking about MSI and talking about the LPL best of 5 and talking about the 4 major region teams, because there's no real reason to do prep on teams I know are going to be dog shit. Sorry guys, I'm not trying to be mean here, but like, those teams are bad, and a lot of those minor region teams outside of maybe like the VCS might actually do something, you know? Just saying, like, it's a waste of my time to do prep on teams I for sure know are bad. Like when that one guy came into our fucking chat and he was like, man, why do you disrespect Unicorns of Love? They were so good at Worlds 2020. Yeah, sure they were. Yeah, sure they were. And my fucking dad's gonna come back into my life. Just get the fuck out of here.
I mean, they were, though, but... What? They were, sorry. They deserved it.
You what?
What I'm saying, I know what he's saying. They're gonna like win Worlds or anything.
That's what you were saying. I know you told us they're gonna win Worlds.
No, I predicted they would make it out of groups, and they should have also the other year with Splice if Splice didn't get bailed out for some bullshit. But yeah, and I was right. And I also knew that the Turkish team would do well as well, Supermassive, which I follow a lot in Turkey because Kakao is awesome, and Armau.
I forgot to ask you this.
Sorry, not Armau, Armut.
Did you see that recent, not the Double Lift drama, I think we'll talk about that later on, the drama, because you follow OTV, right? Offline TV, is that what they fucking call it? Lily Pichu, Pokimane, Scar, people like that. So, did you see
no, I don't.
Did you see the drama that was with Lily Pichu and Michael and Meteos for getting picked to do the whole MSI draw thing?
I heard that they got backlash for some reason. What was it about?
Basically, the community wanted other names. They didn't want just like people that weren't playing League of Legends to do it. But people don't know this though. Lily does stream League of Legends though. Like that's her thing.
Yeah, she does.
She's been streaming League since like season.
Yeah, she was in those like Twitch rival things, or they fucking.
Yeah. Like they were like I could understand being mad that Michael would get an invite, but Riot told her she could bring anyone she wants, and obviously she's gonna choose her boyfriend. I mean, that's just like.
Yeah.
And then Monty,
they should have been more strict with like who she. Honestly, it's Riot's fault.
Yeah,
it really was. But I can like understand wanting different people and
it's not
getting mad that
like,
somebody would invite their fucking boyfriend who doesn't really.
It's not her fault. They asked her, so it's not her fault. It's Riot's fault.
Yeah, they should have been more strict. But yeah, I can understand that part. Like with the Michael being there. The other two, I don't get.
Like Meteos was fine, long-standing. LCS player, championship guy, that's fine. Meteos is fine. Lily makes sense. Big Twitch streamer, a lot of followers. Actually does stream League. Mike, I mean, the other person should have just been Tyler One. Like, why couldn't Tyler One have did it? They literally already had him there.
Busy, but I mean,
he was there at the finals, though. He was there in the ceremony. Remember?
Yeah, I know, but might have been like I don't know. Might have been doing other stuff as well. Eating
out his girlfriend in the bathroom.
Okay, then fuck.
Tyler would, I'm just saying Tyler One would do that. I'm just saying.
Anyway, so
the comment. What's up, Ziak? How you doing, man? What's up, buddy? Sorry, your team got their fucking asshole eaten out. TSM new support. First time I'm hearing about it, so we'll go over it for you, brother. What's up, Fujin? I'm not even upset that 100 Thieves lost in the finals. I actually like EG. Good God, you guys got actually fisted. What's up, Oliver? How you doing, my brother? Keen needs to have one good team, man, for how good he is to never have a good, proper team around him. That's true.
This is holy fuck, this is well actually.
Well,
okay,
hold on.
Do you know do you know when B-Boy he was playing in like Brazil, he played in like China and Korean leagues, and then he played in like Brazil and Latin American leagues, and then he got signed by Misfits that 1 year for that one split.
Yeah.
This is basically that. So Mia played for it's Mia. He played for APK Prince. Was decent kind of under the circumstances, and he played for Estral Esports in Latin America for a year in summer and spring, and they went to 5 games, almost won finals, almost went to MSI. It was him and B-Boy as the 2 Korean imports on their Latin American team. They lost. B-Boy and Mia were definitely probably the 2 better performing players, though, when I watched them play in the finals and look at their statistics, definitely. But yeah, they lost, and then their team released Mia and B-Boy right after the split for some reason. Like their contracts are up or something after they then lost the finals. And yeah, so apparently that's who they're getting when I searched up new TSM support.
Okay, we'll go over that in just a moment.
So that is interesting.
For MSI, if they won't change the format, at least give the major regions 2 teams. Yeah, I've always said that. Why not just give them 2 teams? But it's Riot. They're going to just constantly make wrong decisions. And if you guys have been hearing what they're going to be doing with the whole...
about Unicorns of Love there.
Like if you guys have been hearing about what they've been trying to do with the whole like Asia games, oh my God, Riot, just fucking Christ. For the region they came from, they were solid. Not really. They were actually pretty bad. They were like 2 good players on the roster. They had Gadget. They had Gadget, who was good. I stand by what I say. I thought he was actually pretty good. They had
a very versatile play style, unique. Like when
their mid laner was horrible. He lost every 1v1 possible.
Nomad? Well,
Nomad? The jungler was all right. The jungler was all right.
Well, what he was good on Cassidy.
He's trying to trolling me.
He was good on Cassidy.
Hey, yeah, going 0-7.
Well, what did you not down. Like? Did you not like Gadget's
no
Aurelia?
No.
Did you not like his Aurelia on the bot lane?
Stop. This man's crazy. VCS was a good region before. Yeah, that's the thing. Outside of like literally the VCS, I know Japan had a little bit of a resurgence like last year at MSI and Worlds, but like remember, they still didn't really do anything, you know?
Well, no, that's just one again. That focused me. It's literally just like them that like they're just like the kings of Japan and the only ones who just keep winning there and have all the super team players and everything, and all their players are like fucking 30.
Yeah, like I think Anatic and Gadget were solid for what that team could use, but overall I just didn't. I was like, this team is just kind of fucking bad. Well, guys, let's go to our first piece of news, and we'll be talking about Cloud9. So Cloud9 obviously is the NA team that I've been with ever since I started watching League, my first love. And this year, they chose to get Bad Boy LS, one of the main LCK commentators, later turned to big Twitch streamer. He was streaming, obviously, with T1. He was going to be T1's head coach, but the Korean fans did not like that. And then, just went back more into streaming. Cloud9 ended up hiring LS to be their head coach for the LCS 2022 spring split, bringing over players like Berserker and Summit and conjecturing a roster of Summit, Blabber, Fudge, Mid, because he role swaps from top last year, Berserker, and Winsome. Now, LS is fired by Cloud9 in essentially 2 weeks. Now, a lot of the Cloud9 fans I don't really understand is just like, come on, let's just be completely honest here. A lot of people are going like, yeah, they definitely needed LS. I mean, like, come on, let's be honest here. Cloud9 were actually in first place for quite a bit of the regular season for the LCS 2022 spring split, even when LS was gone. You know, even when LS was gone, they were in first place for a while. Actually, they were literally in first place until like week 8. So anything from week 3 to week 8, they were first place. So to say that they needed LS back is kind of ridiculous at that per level of context for that situation. Now, I can say this. You can't fully utilize that roster without LS. It was tailored toward LS, and these players were all put together from LS's perspective and LS's way of looking at the game. You cannot maximize that roster without LS. It just all falls apart. Now, anyone that has a brain knew that. Now, at some point, I thought to myself, this can't work without LS. Like, the way that they play and draft are similar to what LS started them actually doing. You know what I mean? Like, LS started them with all those weird compositions, the Soraka mids, and these weird jungle picks. And it was all based on what LS wanted to do with these players to, you know, ramp them up during the regular season in order to make them viable for playoffs. Kind of like what EG were doing, ramping up and ramping up and ramping up. But EG is a different discussion, so we'll leave that for later on. But you guys get what I'm saying. You guys saw the entire split, how it played out. So after following LS, Cloud9 stayed first place for a while. They ended up losing first place to Team Liquid. They lost to TSM, FlyQuest, teams they really shouldn't be losing to. Fudge tweets out, you know, that they went 0-15 in scrims. Like, most people thought it was a joke. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, Cloud9 players meme like every single fucking year. It's nothing serious. No, they actually legitimately went 0-15. You can tell by their fucking gameplay. They went 0-15. So they faced 100 Thieves. You guys know me. I would always predict Cloud9 in playoffs. No, 100 Thieves were playing much better, completely beat the shit out of them, 3-0. Cloud9 didn't bounce back against Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians are trash. So they got a free 3-0 right there on Golden Guardians. Then they face up against Evil Geniuses, who had been knocked out into the losers bracket by Team Liquid the previous week. They face EG. They draft like shit. They play like shit. Blabber tried to get something going with Summit. Fudge, his brain kind of fell off somewhere when playing mid lane. And the bot lane, they had to obviously bench Winsome after the 100 Thieves series. And they ended up playing Isles from the Golden Guardian series into also the Evil Geniuses series. And like, they got away with their bot lane mistakes against Golden Guardians because Lost was trying to go on an early vacation. Then in the Evil Geniuses series, they got exposed and it just looked all bad. Now, I'll even say this with Fudge. I never thought he was really a good mid laner, to be honest. Like, he was okay for what the LCS was, because the LCS mid lane pool was really bad. Like, so bad to the point where, like, you know, players like Abadage look like shit. You know, Jojo Pion, he had so many inconsistent weeks. Like, you really couldn't have put him in top 3. You know, like, people going back now going, well, was he a top 3 mid? Not in the regular season, though. And he wasn't really a top 3 mid in playoffs either for those first 2 series. So my top 3 mids were Takuli, Bjergsen, and Fudge. I was like, you're leaving me with like literally no options here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
I definitely would not have put Bjergsen in there, but
he actually played better in the regular season compared to playoffs. Playoffs, he was just invisible. He was completely
I would have
invisible.
put a Blaze Olive instead of Bjergsen. Bjergsen was
Wasn't
just taking
Olive
the back seat.
Actually, a Blaze Olive was actually my 4th. He was actually my 4th. Just me.
And then I actually would have put Power of Evil in there over Fudge, and then I would put Fudge 4th. I would put him over Bjergsen, though he did play. But, you know.
So, Fudge is not a guy you can win a title with mid lane. I'm sorry. It's mid lane play.
I mean, I didn't say he was great.
Like, for him to be able to win something, you have to put players better than him in their other positions that kind of like usurp what the other team's enemy opposition can do. So if you put a player like Summit in top lane, you have to match what he can do in bot lane. It's just how it has to be, because it has to equal out his level of weak mid lane play. There were some games where he popped off, you know, there are some games where Fudge popped off, sure, but like, those were against players of his caliber, so that doesn't really count though. If he's popping off against a player like Blue, like, it's like,
I mean, he popped off against Bjergsen and Takuli.
Bjergsen wanted to take an early vacation, so I guess Bjergsen
and he popped off against Takuli.
You know, some getting lucky, just like me when I had sex with my wife that one time.
Literally, all 5 of their games he popped off against him.
And then we got to factor in playoffs. This is where the games matter. He just didn't look good at all. Like against the Golden Guardian series, he looked good because, well, like it's Golden Guardians. Like they were pretty much doing nothing to him. So in playoffs, he just looked like shit. And I was like, he's got to go back to top lane. He's not someone you can win a title with. It's just not possible. No, it wasn't all obviously his fault. Blabber's brain fell off somewhere in the playoffs. Somewhere.
I don't know what you're saying. Okay, okay. Can you stop like over exaggerating things? Saying he was dog shit. He was solid. Wasn't great, but did his job.
He was not a player
far from the issue. Mid. He was the second best player on their team in playoffs.
He's in the mid lane position, so he has to be the guy to be the carry. And in moments where they needed him to be the carry, mispositioned in team fight, didn't itemize properly, got instantly blown up. He didn't really flank properly. He didn't really even roam properly. A lot of the things that a good mid laner would do, he just didn't do it. Now, I can't really fault him for all those things because he really only had one split to do it. You have to leave that to the other players like Summit, who was actually inting half the games in playoffs. Literally, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he lost faith in the team.
Well, I did. I'm saying, who told you? All right. Who told you this would probably happen? Have a good chance of happening.
I mean, I saw him in the LCK, so I kind of knew that it was going to happen.
One dimension, like as much as he definitely deserved MVP and now they're getting rid of him after winning MVP. That's such a fucking meme, but holy fuck. But as much as he did, he's super one-dimensional.
People dude, people literally said that Summit was literally live win trading. I was like, I mean, might as well have by how bad he was playing. Like, here's a tip, guys. Literally, you can tell when you're going to get ganked. It's super simple in the game. You know how, like, you're beating someone down, and then they're, like, actively trying to do something aggressive to you, and 10 minutes before, you knew you were beating them in CS, lane dominance, etc., right? So you know that you're probably getting ganked. It's literally getting ganked 101. It's a super simple thing that I learned a long time ago. If you're beating someone in lane and they're actively trying to come at you, knowing they can't win, 9 times out of 10, they have the jungler behind them. He kept falling for that. This is like rookie shit. This is shit I know. He wouldn't ward. He wouldn't. Like, Summit's brain literally was like, he was sitting there with sunglasses and a chair in his brain, eating like top ramen or some shit from North America, just slurping and shit. I'm just getting paid. He kept playing egregiously bad. Like, it was horrible to look at. But I can't fault Berserker because his support just choked in the playoffs. We don't even know what happened to Winsome. We don't know what happened to him. So fuck my ass, right? We don't know what happened to Winsome at all. Isles comes in, and I already told Sean this a while ago. I was like, Isles is not that good. There's a reason why you have to play Winsome with the LS players coming in. Because this is around the time they were in the lock-in tournament. So, they were going to bring in, Winsome anyway. I was like, okay, Isles is not the guy. I'm sorry. He's not the guy.
Okay, but anyway, I just wanted to say...
oh, what's up, Drew? How you doing, man? Oh, if you want to join, let me know, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, Drew. Yeah, he went from 10 out of 10 to 1 out of 10. Yep. Holy fuck. But yeah, no, I just wanted, so yeah, now that Jojo Pion proved you wrong, what do you have to say for yourself, MSK?
There were some playoffs. I'm still skeptical about his gameplay.
Yeah, no, he isn't I'm not saying he's great right now.
Looking at how he played in the playoffs, he's probably a top 3 mid. That comes with an asterisk because how much of that is inspired covering for his lane? No,
I would say like 4th.
Okay, Sean, I love these guys' semantics are insane. I hate this fucking dude.
What? I would say number
top 4. Oh my goodness, you just
said top 3.
So like because I know people said he's gonna get exposed at MSI. Well, the best mid laners going are Caps, Faker, and Xiaohu. I mean, he can talk as much shit as he want. Doesn't really matter when you're gonna go fucking 0-10 in lane all the time, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's played great, but hey, you said he wouldn't even play good, and you said he wasn't playing good.
He wasn't playing good at one point. He was playing like shit.
At one point, but overall,
you saw when Akali? You saw those Akali plays?
He played solid. He ended up then playing solid, but you wouldn't give him.
Like, he got progressively better throughout the split, and that was good to see. Like, he got progressively better throughout the split, and at the what was the playoff series, I saw him as pretty solid. It was the Cloud9 series. I was like, okay, he's solid. I think I know the type of player he's gonna be. So at the Cloud9 series, I was like, okay, he's gonna be a solid player, and then he started doing a lot better after the Cloud9 series. The TL series, he played good, and the 100T series, he actually played pretty solid. Now, as you guys know, with Cloud9, since they did pretty below their expectations. Now, what's crazy is in the pre-predictions for Cloud9, they were predicted to get fourth. I think even I had them at fourth, honestly. Like, EG, 100 Thieves, and TO were kind of predicted to be top 3. Now, it's just it's just in the manner of which how Cloud9 got fourth. That's kind of why people are like, well, I mean, they got fourth, but it's like, they got fourth in a really shitty way, and that's bad. Now, we have this news coming from
he definitely
Upcomer.
did, Drew. He definitely took tips from MSK's dad.
But we have this article coming from Upcomer. Also the people that broke the news that Niski is going to be joining Mad Lions. Sources: Cloud9 returning Fudge to top lane, exploring options for mid and support. Jojo Pion beat this guy so bad, he's just like, I'm going top lane, dude. I can't do it.
Okay, well, you're acting like they didn't go like even in fucking lane.
He went even on being vacation early. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. All right, EG just played better. Fudge did his job. It's just he had nothing.
Yeah, dude. He did his job, and he's gonna be on vacation for a couple months.
Holy fuck. MSI doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, right?
It doesn't matter to me. I'm rooting for G2 and RNG, so I don't give a fuck.
EG is gonna get dick stomped at MSI anyway, so if anything, the vacation is more fucking worthy.
Oh my god. All right. Cloud9 are making roster changes for the League of Legends Championship Series Summer Split, sources tell Upcomer. Fudge is expected to return to the top lane after playing one split in mid lane, meaning C9 will need a new mid laner as a consequence.
Do you think there's any chance with Jensen?
What if they buy out Power of Evil?
I'd rather not. I don't think you win with Power of Evil anymore.
You will look better as a team.
Yes, but I don't think
you
win.
Play style at least.
I don't think you win. Well, wait, why did I say anymore? As if he ever won a fucking split.
He made finals a lot, so you can make
like
the finals
6 times.
Okay, you can't win them all, dude. Come on, I'm just saying that's how that works. At least he made the finals.
Okay, but yeah, they wanted. It says in this article they wanted to get Niski, but yeah, Mad Lions did it first, but or he decided to join them instead, but Anyway, but I will say something though. So, now at the start of the split though, the EG roster that has now won, that was the roster sort of that a lot of Cloud9 fans wanted. They wanted them to try to buy Danny and try out Jojo Pion from Evil Geniuses, and then import Inspired, so they can finally get rid of Blabber and his fucking fucking chaos, and then keep Vulcan and Fudge. That's similar to the team EG had that just out without impact that then won the split. That's basically what Cloud9 fans wanted, but then they opted into the LS experiment, which, I mean, yeah, Berserker is also a young ADC and played just as good, if not better, for majority of the split, and then the other players, so would have worked out as well, but then they fell off a cliff, of course, and then they fired the fucking guy who they made the experiment for. Fuck. But anyway, so what's your opinion on that, though? Would you have wanted that instead now, looking back on it?
I mean, looking back on it, their roster was going to be Hansama, Mickey X, and Bjergsen. I mean, Bjergsen did get top 3.
But after that, though, then a lot of Cloud9 fans wanted them to try to do that sort of similar roster
inspired? Thing. Because
no, they get inspired and like go for they try to like buy players like Danny and Jojo Pion and then import Inspired and then keep Vulcan and Fudge.
I mean, it's always hindsight we're looking at this from. Looking back at
but
it
that
now,
is the one that everybody wanted, the Cloud9 fans.
I would have loved the Inspired pickup because I think he was very underutilized on Rogue. I think he was doing a lot for them, and that would have been a massive improvement over Blabber, you know? And I've always wanted him improvement over Blabber. I'm sorry. Like, he's not... I don't know. They need to stop opting in for this guy. I'm sorry, guys. I know people like Blabber.
No, it says they're still keeping him in this article.
So my thing here is at least... the thing here is they need a mid laner that's going to be able to compete. And the reason why you need a mid laner that's able to compete in this upcoming summer split for the LCS is we know the mid lane pool is essentially open for spot taking because the mid lane pool last one was fucking horrible. So if they get a mid laner that they can play with and they can scale up with, they could have the best mid laner. Obviously, it depends on who they pick up, obviously.
Yeah, well, it says ideas in this, but also I just wanted to quickly...
Oh, the Vulcan thing?
Apparently, they're also getting rid of Malice now, and, you know...
I mean, he was literally publicly talking shit about his own org during live games. Like, as a business, that just looks bad. As a business, bad.
He's yes, he was toxic, and he's like
or
25.
The other guy too, Vagar V2. He was
25. Wait, who was?
Vagar V2 was also not Vagar. Like the other guy, Max. The other guy. There was two of them doing it. I think Malice was on his streams or something. I can't remember exactly, but someone on the coaching staff was like live talking shit about them. I was like, what the fuck? I think it was Vagar V2 or something like that. Like
Vagar V2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him.
Well, if it is him, then I hope they, because yeah, he was a shitty coach this year anyway. Holy fuck, he collapsed.
All right,
fall from fucking grace. Jesus Christ. But I just want to say, so because we're probably not going to go over that part, so I just want to go over it first. They said they're getting Shiden, or however you pronounce it there, at the very last line there, as a replacement, who's literally very new to the scene. Like, he's like, he could be like as young as like Jojo Pion or younger or something for academy. He's only played like 3 months on an amateur team previously. So what's your opinion on this with
getting
them going young?
Brand new academy jungler? I mean, obviously, well, Malice is only there because of LS. If you keep Malice, then that's still a part of what LS brought.
Yeah, I will say, though, even though he is an overager at 25 and a bit toxic, with the way he fucking played in
he actually played well. I actually saw
he deserves to be on, at least, like, to get a chance on, like, an LCS or LEC org, at least as a sub, and another academy team or, like, a regional league in EU. Like, he literally dominated all those kids. If, like, and Cloud9 did provide him with a lot of resources and everything, though. But God, teams were even like banning like 3 to 5 junglers each game, and he still couldn't do anything. So I was saying, it unless his toxicity isn't that much of an issue, which it might be if he's talking shit about his own org during live games. And I mean, if this doesn't like get him a chance now somewhere else, and I don't know what.
I remember watching his games, and he was playing Udyr when the meta was not Udyr, and just like stomping people.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
Have you seen his game? What were those? What's the one champ with like the ult where after you die?
A lot of champions have ults, Sean.
Well, no, I said the ult after you die, MSK.
Oh, Zillion.
No, after you use it. You use it after you die.
Oh, Viego, right?
No, not Viego. It's for the jungler or ADC position you use it for.
Oh, dude, you're gonna have to jot. My brain is not gonna figure out this right now.
My god, I'll look it up. Holy fuck, MS. Thanks for the help, MSK.
I'm sorry. My brain is fried. My brain is fried.
Fucking Christ.
Someone in the comment, someone in the chat. I'm sorry, my brain is fried. All right, so
I got it here. Karthus.
He was playing Karthus.
Yeah, you need to see his Karthus games and his fucking Hecarim games.
The team is also exploring options in the support position. Cloud9 acquired support Winsome alongside top laner Summit and bot laner Berserker during the previous offseason. There is no word on Summit's or Winsome's next destination at the moment. Well,
they definitely should sell Summit for a fucking shit ton. They should keep Winsome and just have him compete for the support spot with whoever
is going to be on EBT with how badly he's been playing.
But he had one bad playoffs. He was good in the whole regular season.
All right, you overhyped this guy so hard.
Anyway, with what he brought to the team, and he made like barely many mistakes in like certain positions, and
I'll say this:
he had a wide champion pool. Like,
I think he made mistakes simply because he couldn't communicate with his teammates effectively. I saw what he was trying to do. It just looked bad in hindsight when you're going like, okay, he can't communicate with his jungler to try and make these plays happen.
Yeah, but anyway, I do think they should. Yeah, so they should keep Winsome and have him just compete for the spot with whoever else they get. They should get rid of Isles. They'll just sell him to some team who's in need for support. They can't go to. You can't go to Immortals now.
No, Dignitas actually had Biofrost, and Biofrost played pretty well actually.
Yeah, well, you could at least go compete for a spot with somebody on a team. The Golden Guardians has too much of an affection for
Ole's
fucking
been
Ole.
fine, actually. I think Ole's been
it's
fine,
just
honestly.
Golden Guardian and Ole's relationship is too much, so they wouldn't do that.
Well, this is the thing. If Winsome can't speak the native language, so you're bringing in a guy where you have to bring in a translator. He can't speak to the jungler, which is a very big problem.
That's why they brought in that guy from the Brazilian league, that one coach.
In terms of mid lane replacements, Cloud9 have looked at several In terms of mid lane replacements, Cloud9 have looked at several options. The team expressed interest in re-signing Niski, but he decided to join Mad Lions in the League of Legends European Championship, as reported by Upcomer.
Good move.
There was a guy that literally told me, hey, don't put out videos that look when it's like the information is not confirmed. Upcomer and .esports are literally the basis of confirmation when player moves happen. Are you fucking a moron? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a chance Academy mid laner Copy gets to call up. Please no. Please no.
There is a chance.
But also
chance for that.
But also, this was the main one I really want to talk about. That's interesting. The Czech mid laner they're rumored to be interested in.
There is a chance Academy mid laner Copy gets the call up, but Cloud9 are exploring all options since the team can import a player for the role. One other player they are reportedly interested in is Czech. Is that mid laner Adam Random, though they have not taken any actions to acquire him at this time. So they want to acquire potentially a guy named Random.
Yeah.
To be fair,
that's a fair name.
To be fair, that'd be the coolest C9 name ever. C9 just Random.
Yeah, that's what their fucking team is right now, just fucking random shit. So with
for support.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him play, but yeah, he is in the league with with Carmine Corp. I don't know if you watched him play in at all, but he's 20. Really. He's 20 years old. He's Czech Republican mid laner. I looked at his stats and they didn't blow me away, but they're good. Pretty good, yeah.
For support, Cloud9 are considering several players, but a role swap from Sven to that position is a possibility. Yeah, guys. So Sven has been spamming support in solo queue, and it's very highly rumored that Sven, the ADC, who's won multiple titles, been to Worlds multiple times, top 4, top 8, is going to be role swapping to support. Now, what's really interesting about this is they just tried this with mid lane, but you could also argue role swapping to mid is obviously much more of a harder thing to do and compete with than an ADC role swapping to support.
And Sven has had more time.
Finally, the Academy team has signed jungler Shiden. He will replace Malice, who will leave the team. Cloud9 started their season by releasing former head coach LS 2 weeks into the spring season, though they finished in second place. C9 ended up reaching round 2 of the playoffs before being eliminated by Evil Geniuses, the eventual spring champions, with a score of 0-3.
That article there talks about TSM's support there.
Yeah, we'll go to that in just a moment. So we're going to go to that. So here's the last thing we'll say about Cloud9. We'll just wrap up our thoughts on Cloud9. Oh, God. I mean, Sven role swapping to support. I mean, they just tried this with Fudge. I mean, hey, second chances, I guess. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, his experience, I guess.
I mean, the thing here is they literally just failed role swapping a player. Now, I get it. Top to mid, way harder than ADC support. I get it. But it's the same concept. It's literally the exact same shit. It's the same shit. You know?
I mean, did they really think Berserker and Sven is going to have good chemistry?
Fuck me. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know. guys, like, obviously I love Cloud9, but some of these decisions they're making are just is absolutely crazy. I don't know why they just don't buy Alea from Team Liquid. Is Alea fucking just like gonna be playing as good as he's been playing and did not get a team? Why would Cloud9 not give a shot to Alea? That doesn't make any sense. You know, Alea played well. I still stand by what I said. I saw him in Academy. I thought he played well. I thought Cloud9 would easily just swoop up and pick up Alea right after Winsome and Isles decided they wanted to go on vacation early. So that's what I initially thought they would do. But they'd rather role swap Zen to support when they already role swap Fudge to mid. That didn't work out. The reason why those role swaps don't work out and the players go back to their original roles is because they're not really good at that other position. They're the best at the position you initially got them for. Because if they were that good at that other position they are now playing for, you would just put them in that position and not get an actual support, you know? So, like, we'll talk more about Cloud9.
You know, Core JJ, you know, world champion, you never know.
World champion ADC, man. So, those are my parting thoughts on Cloud9. Like, they definitely failed during this LCS 2022 spring split. You know, with or without LS, something was going to blow up eventually, you know, and they literally practically imploded. So, I just hope as a fan, they can put together a roster that can gel, that can get a identity, get a head coach that knows how to draft a bit better than Max. What's his name? The head coach. I forgot his name. Max Waldo.
Yes, but yeah. Are they not searching for a head coach? That scares me.
They have systems in place, dude.
Oh, fuck me. I actually just puked just now.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting.
Fuck me.
You know, holy fuck. Dude, they got systems in place, man. They have systems in place and they believe in Max Waldo. Jeez, holy fuck.
But believing in the wrong fucking person. This is like Jonestown.
Okay, the last thing I'll say about Cloud9 players is Summit. So the LCK is really bad in top laners right now. We know that Nuguri is going back to his old team, Damwon. Gen.G, if you want to eventually compete for a title and actually win a title, not just get finals randomly and get second place in regular seasons, Gen.G, please, for the love of God, instead of playing that donkey shit top laner you have, pick up Summit. There you go. You might win a title with that guy. Wait, dude, imagine Chovy and Summit on the same team. Fuck. Chovy, Summit, and Rule on the same team? Oh, the fucking... Imagine the possibilities. But that's if Summit and Chovy could be on the same team together, given the fact that they're very, very resource intensive. I mean, Summit can create its own resources. But yeah, that's my thing. Summit could go to Gen.G because Gen.G definitely need a top laner if they want to compete at Worlds and compete for a world championship. All right. So before we start talking about Team Liquid, Evil Geniuses, and 100 Thieves, let's talk about TSM. Because TSM hasn't been in the conversation for a while because they look like shit this split. They tried a similar experiment that Cloud9 did, but just with LDL players, with Kyoto and Shenny, bringing in Chawi. Yeah, Chawi actually. That didn't work out at all because they look like shit. Most of the season was pretty bad. You watch their TSM Legends episodes. Those were pretty just depressing. Like, Huni essentially ran it down like the entire fucking split. It was rumored by like at least Papa Smithy and a lot of other people that Spica tried to get out of his contract of TSM because, as you guys know, Spica's contract with TSM is actually up at the end of this year. So it is to be assumed that Spica would go to another team coming into next year for 2023. And like I've been
going to go to like Team Liquid, of course.
Oh, so yeah, because after this week and how badly Santorin played, speak of the Team Liquid next year. Because what did I always say about Team Liquid? Who's their weakest player? Santorin. Now, to be fair, Santorin played really, really well up into the 100 Thieves series. He actually, like, people, I know we're gonna be on Santorin. we're gonna call him a choker, and also Santorin played really well the regular season all the way up until the EG series where they lost to EG. I kind of feel bad for Santorin. Like a split where he is actually trying to be a carry jungler and not just be a farm style jungler. He just doesn't get it right. But if you guys are TSM fans, then this might be interesting news for you. I don't hate TSM like a lot of other people do, but TSM has not looked good just throughout the entire split. Definitely a fall from grace. This was the first split in where, like, you know, they don't even make playoffs, actually. The first time in the org's history. So lots of issues there behind the scenes, you know, on the Rift, swapping out Kyoto with Takeover, the whole Shenny. What was that other guy's name? But besides Shenny, they try to bring in Yurson.
Yeah.
They brought in Yurson for a bit. Like, Shenny was not even saying anything that bad about Tactical. Then he got benched randomly. Just a whole bunch of bullshit, you know? Like, TSM just looking like a whole load of shit, you know? Like,
As always.
I mean, I didn't think they would fall from grace this hard, but this is pretty fucking far.
Do they not understand what developmental means?
No.
And giving the players time?
You just answered your own question. TSM and making good decisions. Is that even possible?
Yeah, and then they played good near the end of the season, but then they're still getting rid of Shenny for a person from the Latin American League.
Another person who can't speak to them.
Oh, he's also Korean.
Oh shit. So yeah, like, guys, I don't really know what TSM could possibly do. I mean, even if they possibly make roster changes, like, are you really going to see that big of an improvement? If there's already rumors that Spica wants to leave, then why in the hell would he? I'm not saying he wouldn't, like, try. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, would this be a big of enough of a roster move to get them at least into playoffs? Now, for the LCS, for the summer splits for the LCS, you guys know this, top 8 make playoffs. Top 8 actually make playoffs. So it's very possible that they could scramble it together and get 8th place. Now, they're still going to be worse than probably the roster that Cloud9 builds. They're going to be worse than the roster that 100 Thieves have, Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid. So, like, whatever ceiling their roster might have, their roster ceiling is like 5th place max, maybe. That's on a good day, with other teams also making roster moves for summer, because obviously summer means you get to go to Worlds. So that is something as well. Now, here's the TSM news before we start diving into Team Liquid, EG, and 100 Thieves. Sources support Mia to join TSM in the LCS. All right. Okay, so Mia is expected to play for TSM in the League of Legends Championship Series next split. Sources tell Upcomer. TSM are also expected to make a mid lane change, sources told Upcomer. With these roster shuffles, they will attempt to bounce back from a forgettable spring. The historic and titled North American organization TSM had a disappointing spring split as they finished 9th place in the LCS.
Up the article. What do you mean historical?
They're historic organization, man.
Oh shit.
South Korean player Mia will replace support Shenyi in the starting lineup. Like, did anyone actually think after the way they treated Shenyi, he was staying? You are a crackhead. You are legitimately on drugs if you actually think the way they treated Shenyi, he would stay on this donkey shit, horse crap of a fucking organization. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mia started his career in 2017 in Japan with Scars. However, he quickly came back to South Korea, where he filled a substitute spot for several teams such as KT Rolster and APK Prince. In 2021, the 23-year-old finally got significant playtime as he traveled abroad to play for Estral Esports in Latin America. That's where Jose Dioto comes from. If you guys didn't forget that, actually. In the closing split of 2021, Mia's squad finished 2nd in playoffs, losing 3-1 against Infinity Esports. Mia remained with the team for the first half of the 2022 season. Estral and Mia managed once again to reach the LLA finals, but the results were no different. Mia and his team fell 3-2 against Team Ace, barely missing out on the mid-season invitational, as Star Esports have not yet found a new support, sources told Upcomer. That's horrible. Missing out on back-to-back international events in a minor region.
Mm-hmm.
That feels bad.
Yep, and same thing with B-Void. That's what happened with him.
So my thing here is it's proven this guy did something on these rosters to get them to the finals. Now, we know how these articles are written, though I believe Upcomer about the news actually being true. It's like we don't know what was the dynamic on the team. Was he the guy that really got the team together? There's so many different factors to talk about. I mean, I expect TSM to make a mid lane and a support change. Honestly, that's just me, you know? My personal thing is, did they actually properly scout this guy like they said before they did with Kieto and Shenny? Or they just randomly watched the LLA finals, saw he popped off for like maybe a few games, and then they chose to pick him up? That happened with Sword Art. That happened with plenty of other players TSM just chose to pick off. They would randomly pick up players that like overperformed to their expectations at international events, then pick them up, and then they weren't what they really expected, you know?
I watched all the minor regions, so I watched LLA whole year. I would say that their bot lane were their best players, were their two best players on the Astral Esports.
Was he a reason why they did very well and got to the finals?
Well, not like the entire reason, but he was pretty dominant for them. And in the finals, he definitely made a lot of important plays and to set up B-Boy.
Oh, what's up, Shazway? What's up, dude? How bad are Evil Geniuses going to get destroyed at MSI? Oof, very bad, I'd imagine. Astralis even show how much of a budget team they are, getting the former Splice lineup. Now they should maybe also change their name to Splice Astralis. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. But yeah, guys, if you are a TSM fan, you have a brand new support. Let's see if they treat this guy with some respect, actually. That's all I can say about TSM. I mean, like, holy fuck. Like, what can I really say about TSM? Like, Spica, I think, actually is a good, solid jungler. You know, Huni, I don't know why teams still opt into paying this guy. I don't know why.
And I don't understand why Warren defends him. Hey, listen, maybe Mia can play better than Newbie did.
Even Tactical, I think Tactical had some good games. He had a few good games in the regular season, but he still wasn't, like, great.
They gave him all the resources. Of course he was going to have some decent games. Yeah. He still wasn't good. He was just, like, his team was just, he was just there while his team was doing all the work, and he just did his job as an ADC, just cleaned up the damage. He didn't do anything.
They put Huni on fucking Karma fucking top, Lulu top, just to give him more resources. Like, I don't think this move really puts TSM in, like, top 4 contention unless we figure out who their mid laner is. Once we figure out who their mid laner is, we'll have a better grasp of, you know, how they might possibly do. Hi, guys. Nice content. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, man. If you're new here, then please subscribe. Anyone that's new here watching, just please subscribe. Also, like the stream. Hit that like button if you enjoy what you're seeing here. All right. Time to go over the LCS 2022 Spring Split Playoffs. And we'll start by talking about Team Liquid. So Team Liquid came into the split pretty much unanimously considered the best team. You know, bringing over Bwipo, pretty good top laner from the LEC, bringing over Hansama, who had a great Worlds 2021. They brought back Bjergsen into pro play because Bjergsen wanted to obviously come back after just taking a year off, retiring in 2020.
Yeah, well, I will say, after I saw how EG beat Team Liquid, I knew from there that EG was going to win the split.
To be fair, our predictions were already locked in, so we were like, oh, hell yeah.
Holy fuck.
So my thing here...
I'm so glad this happened, though, because, listen... I said before during the year, but like Team Liquid and 100 Thieves, they reached their ceiling, and their ceilings weren't even that high that they reached, and so I said if a team like EG didn't win the whole thing by the end of the split, then that's a bad thing, and really speaks volume to NA's bad development. So I'm glad this is fine. This happened.
Like, I agree with most of what you said, but there's something I have to cut in that middle right there. Remember what I also said? Why won't they actually win? Clashing playstyles, clashing ideologies on how to play the game. You can literally see in how they play. Bwipo wants to play the game vastly different than how Bjergsen wants to play. We can see it in the gameplay itself.
We saw this coming, didn't we? When they signed him.
Core JJ obviously having a different method on how he wants to play the game compared to Hansama, you know? But it's really weird how they managed to clutch it out in the regular season to get first place. The moment I noticed them playing really bad was actually against Cloud9. That last time they had that rematch against each other where Cloud9 just kind of beat the shit out of them. I was like, damn, this should look a lot more closer. But then you see, like, I still stand by what I said. I still think Bjergsen played all right enough in the regular season. He had some carry games, but in the playoffs, he just looked invisible. Then I go onto Twitter and Reddit to see people going, it wasn't Bjergsen, it was just his team. You know, his team, man. It's never Bjergsen's fault. It's his team.
And those are probably like old TSM stands that have jump shipped.
It's not Bjergsen's fault when he literally is the fucking mid laner who needs to carry the game. Everything I said about Fudge applies to Bjergsen 10 times worse because he is actually a mid laner with success. There's no reason for Steve to bring over Bjergsen unless there's a good reason. Oh, wait, you do that because he's obviously one of the most historic, successful NA players.
I just can't believe they kicked Jensen for this.
People were saying, dude, Jensen's a choker. Yeah, Jensen's a choker. Jensen's a choker. Get the fuck out of my face. Holy shit, people.
Yeah, Jensen has like 100 times more important and actually meaningful accolades in his career than Bjergsen will ever have in his fucking life. I don't know if Bjergsen was around though when TSM won that fucking IEM shit, but whatever.
He was the main reason why they did win that, actually.
Yeah, but whatever. IEMs are fucking debunked now, so whatever. And I'm pretty sure fucking didn't Jensen did as well, or Cloud9 did when in San Jose that year. So, but whatever. But
no, they won. Anyway, they won in 2015. That IEM they played Unicorns of Love, and Kikis played TF Jungle. That's the event you're talking about. But no, I get what you're saying. So my
but they're debunked anyway. No, so
sorry,
that was a fluke because if you watch GBay99's video on it, it was a complete fluke because of that WE team that made the finals against them.
That was a pretty big upset. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty big upset actually when they upset Rocks Tigers. But people knew Rocks Tigers choked. People knew they choked. That was their thing.
Yeah, so anyway, it was a complete fluke, and they're debunked.
All right, so
it doesn't
back
matter,
to Bjergsen. So
anyway,
everything I said about Fudge, guys, applies to Bjergsen 10 times worse. Not only is Bjergsen getting paid more than probably every single player on any roster that's like between 7th and 10th, okay, just the pay alone is absolutely insane for him. Then, by the standard that he even holds himself, he played bad. His quirky builds were atrocious. He laned like shit. There was 2 games in the playoffs he played well. Two. He played really good in the 100 Thieves games against Team Liquid. Those first 2 games, he had like 2 good games in the playoffs. 2 where he was actually legitimately trying to do something on the map. When he was on Ari and when he was on Twisted Fate. After those 2 games, if you don't count those 2 games, he is horrible. He played bad.
When Bjergsen picks Corgi in this meta, that's just a sign for him wanting to go home.
It wasn't even the Corgi pick, dude. He just built why did he build full AD into an AP comp? Like, what the fuck? What is God. And then Bwipo, there were some games I'll say this, like with Bjergsen and the 100 Thieves series, Bwipo played good in the 100 Thieves series the first 2 games. After that, he looked like shit. And you know that Bwipo always comes up with these like counters or some shit, comes up with counters, doesn't play them, and gets shit on by said counters in his matchup. even against Impact in the finals. Sorry, yeah, loser bracket finals. Technically, it's the finals as well. But even in the loser bracket finals against Impact, it was just getting mauled. I don't know why Orin was such a big pick for the LCS playoffs. I don't know how that came back in, and then no one picking any counters to it, except Impact doing it in the finals. He picked Mordekaiser and shit like that, right? He picked Aatrox as a blind pick to it. But people brought out the Aatrox as a blind pick, and it worked for him in that game one. He was like, you know what? I know that Aatrox is actually pretty good, and I know I just brought out a counter pick. You know what? No more Aatrox. I'm done playing it. It's like, oh my fucking god. Then he would pick Shen, obviously doing some decently well things on it. I got why they would pick Shen. On demand, impact in team fights. Obviously, good thing. But his level of gameplay just got worse and worse and worse. Outside of 2 games that I can think about right now for Bwipo and Bjergsen, they play pretty sub-below par what we expect out of these players. Now, we know they can play better than that. I'm not the hugest Bjergsen fan. Obviously, I don't mind Bjergsen. I prefer Jensen. That's me personally. But I know Bjergsen can play much better than what he has showed. I know that, you know? Same with Bwipo. Everyone knows all the players on that Team Liquid roster can play much better than what we've seen. Now, that's good going into the summer split, obviously, because maybe they actually can do something in summer. Maybe they can win a title. I don't know. But we know, like, you can't exactly underestimate these players. Now, Hansama is a bit different. I think Hansama lost faith in his team because you saw the way he was playing on Zeri and on Zaya in the first EG series, and then throughout the playoffs, he actually had good games. Like, people think he was bad. No, he actually had good games, but there's really nothing you can do because you really can't carry from bot lane like that. And the games that he did pop off very well, he looked genuinely good. He looked good on Zeri, he looked good on Zaya, he looked generally good. Now, the thing with Hansama is he's really only exceptional at 2 champions. You guys said it in the live chat. You got Lucian and Draven. He doesn't even pull out those. Well, Lucian's not exactly a pocket pick, but at least for him, he can play it really well. So outside of like Lucian and Draven, he essentially doesn't like excel at any of the champion, but he's still a really solid ADC. He doesn't even pick Draven. He's not even confident he can pick Draven and win, you know? Also, that's showing what a nice draft adaptation could be. You picking Draven and you winning that matchup, then you win the game, then they have to force ban Draven, obviously, against you. So it's a free ban and a free ban they can have later on in the series. That'd be a really good thing for Team Liquid. So my identifications with Team Liquid about how bad they played was they didn't really synergize on what they wanted to do during the game. Bad Baron calls, their macro decisions were bad, how they team fought was actually pretty bad. Like, it's just super just disappointing to see this roster perform this way, and you know they can play a whole lot better. You know they can play a whole lot better. You know, Core JJ just essentially being invisible outside of the 100 Thieves series. Literally in the 100 Thieves series, I think all of them had a first good solid 2 games. And then you just go look at all the other games outside of that, playing well below their expectations. Now, Santorin, I say this, and I said this before, I thought he played well pretty much all the way up until, you know, the EG series, actually. I thought he played well. But other than that, Sean, do you want to say anything else about Team Liquid? Do you think it was maybe coaching? Bad drafting is the least of their worries, actually. So we'll say that.
Mental boom.
From, what do you think? Just losing scrims, not being as good as people thought?
The series before, and yeah, scrims.
Because that's the thing, is like no one really ever brings this up. They looked, oh god, just like they actually almost lost to EG before. They actually legitimately almost lost to EG. Then they lost to 100 Thieves, and you could tell after they got reverse swept, they just look like utter shit. Like the same thing that happened to Fnatic. You know, like Fnatic were up against Rogue, and then they got reverse swept. And then next series, Fnatic just looked like all out of sorts. You know, so I don't really know what's gonna be the end goal for Team Liquid, because if this team can't win an LCS title, it's like, why do you build these super teams then? And I told people this before. It's not always just about having the best players at all the positions. It's about how they gel together. And it doesn't look like these guys are on the same page about what they want to do and how they want to exactly play the game. It just doesn't look like it. Also, showing you guys Danny's epic pentakill that happened, obviously, this past weekend for the LCS 2022 Spring Split Finals after this fucking ad fucking plays. Sean, what did you think about the Danny pentakill? Did you lose your brain like I will dominate and LS did actually? Holy fucking shit.
The best part of that clip was Jizuke's laugh.
Oh my god, give me a sec right here. All right, so the play starts right here. So we got to go back a little bit right here. Let's go. Okay, so Team Liquid shouldn't really be on Baron right here anyway, simply because, well, they're all 3/4 HP. Just saying. All you have to do is threat them off Baron, ward it, reset the map, and come back to it. Now, in their defense, it makes sense. And another reason to do is because there's 3 dead. No Nocturne ult, no Aatrox ult, no TF ult in. All you have is just a Jinx and a Tahm Kench. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, with just a Jinx and a Tahm Kench, they can't really get close to that. The fact that he even was able to get up to that when fucking Bwipo has a taunt. He has a taunt. He can't do flash taunt. He can just taunt through. But Danny put down chompers in front of Shen, which was really good by Danny because Danny put down chompers in front of Shen because he knew that Bwipo would try to obviously taunt in. But the fact that they would even try this is ridiculous. Now, this was a great play. This was a great play by Danny, not taking anything away from him. Also, dude, did you see the fact that Centauran was saying the Baron health regen? I was like, wait a minute. Is that even a thing? Can the Baron's health actually regen? I don't think it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because give me a second. Okay, so the Baron's health regened, and obviously Danny was able to get in and do a Jinx rocket. You could tell after he got that pentakill, it is over. Then the next game, they play the Diana Yasuo composition, and then in game 3, they have a kind of a close game. EG just run them down. So for Team Liquid, there's nothing else much more I can say. Team Liquid definitely played really below their expectations.
Yeah.
You could tell after he got that pentakill, it was over. The mental boot, they might have had a chance to make the series 3. Maybe I still think EG win 3-5 if they get that Baron. But you could tell the type of momentum swing that happened when Danny got that pentakill watching that game. I was like, all right, yeah, they're done. Just pack up and go home. Just get the fuck off the stage. Get the fuck off the stage. You are just done. Just go, Bjergsen, go home to your fucking mansion and cry yourself with all that money you have. Holy fuck. Also, it was also good on Vulcan to have a bounce back split from his pretty bad 2020. Like I told you before, Vulcan played pretty bad from MSI 2021 all the way up until Worlds. People say, why did Cloud9 keep Vulcan? He was playing bad. Come on. He was playing bad for months on end, though, guys. Come on. It makes sense. It made sense in that moment to get rid of him. Perks, Zen, and Vulcan were playing bad. Made sense completely why they would get rid of him.
Vulcan was just a choker internationally.
So let's talk about 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves started off the spring split, and they completely were just falling apart. Bad games, bad everything. Just literally bad everything you think of. Then they win 2 games. I think in week 4, they started having this nice momentum shift. They started winning a bunch of games. They win a lot of their final games. The only one they lose to was just randomly against Dignitas. Dignitas just beats 100 Thieves this year for some random reason. But okay, just happens,
Yeah, if only they had a good top laner,
Shopping for chokers. Oh, God, fuck. Holy shit. This is what, I love Double Lift. Holy shit. Oh, God. I love Double Lift. Holy shit. So, 100 Thieves definitely bounce back after their rough start to the spring split. All the players essentially doing fairly well. Someday in particular doing very well. Closer doing very well. FBI and Huhi were a pretty solid bot lane. Abadage had this thing where he looked pretty bad, but then had games where he was impactful. Like, I really don't know what you do with the 100 Thieves after losing like that. You know, like we've talked about 100 Thieves definitely swapping up a player or two. We know they're not going to play Tenacity or Kenvi or whatever the guy's name is. That's their 6th sub. They're not going to play him because Sunday's been fucking popping off the way he has been. So there's no reason to play the other top laner guy. Just play Someday and Closer. I think Closer is one of the best junglers in the LCS. Someday is one of the best top laners in the LCS. FBI is still, I think, one of the best ADCs in the LCS. What I noticed in a lot of the games with FBI, what really gave over crucial advantage and momentum to the enemy team is that he would overstay in his lane after they would have a bot lane exchange, and then he would die. And you also saw that mistake repeating again within the, team against the EG series as well. He did this in the Team Liquid series as well. He would just like stay in lane, die, and then give over an advantage, or he would not recall at the same time as Huhi, die, and it's just something that I noticed consistently happen with him. Maybe, like, I don't think him and Huhi lost faith in each other. I just think that 100 Thieves never got a chance to really settle on, okay, who is going to be the guy that's actually going to get the resources to carry the game. Though, they did manage to put together a lot of wins, so we can kind of see the team that they're going to be, because we've talked about 100 Thieves having a ceiling that is eventually going to get hit. Like, we know what 100 Thieves ceiling is. Their ceiling still at least got them to 2nd place, obviously, So back-to-back splits, they've made top 2 or either won a championship, But the thing here with the EG players was that they were just literally firing on all cylinders. So there's really not much they can do. Like, when you have a momentum shift like EG had against Team Liquid, like going into the finals, I predicted 100 Thieves to win. At least I thought they could have put up more of a fight, honestly. You're thinking like, damn, like, can these guys put up at least more of a fight? Like something here? They got outdrafted. Their bot lane in FBI and Huhi just got pretty much destroyed, honestly. And anything else you want to say about 100 Thieves, dude? Honestly, because they're done. We won't be seeing Team Liquid or 100 Thieves until next split, actually.
Thank God they didn't win, because if they did, it would have really showed just how bad NA's growth is.
Oliver says, one thing for 100 Thieves, you have to kick Huhi. It may sound harsh, it may sound rash, but he inted almost all games for them, and he was inting even during the turnover sweep against Team Liquid.
What do you mean it may sound rash? What do you mean? That is exactly what they should do. He inted the whole fucking season. He was garbage. Why did he get on the 2nd All-Pro team?
Because laning with FBI will cover all your weaknesses. Just saying. Don't know who you get, but he needs to go. FBI is harder to replace. Huhi is more simple. Mid would be awkward to change now. Yes, true. It's true. All top teams, when they don't win the chip, they need to change always something. Fresh blood is always needed. Yes, but the thing with changing a player, Oliver, is that if you don't get a player that's immediately better than him, then it's a downgrade, and then it could probably cause issues. But I understand what you're saying. You're 100% right. It's just like, I don't know who they immediately get. That's the thing, is like, if you don't get a player that's better than him, then like, you essentially also shoot yourself in the foot, because now you don't have a better player. Now you have a worse player that he can't compete against the other enemy opposition. Reaper also losing in another big finals is definitely not going to be good for how people remember him. But I think the fact that, Reaper did make it to the finals shows that he's a good coach. You knew the drafts were like at least somewhat comparable to how the 100 Thieves players like to play. Someday tried in the game 1 with Aatrox. He got 2 kills. Just the bot lane just completely fell apart in the finals, Jazway says, it just looks like imports are good, but the longer they stay in NA, the worse they get for some reason. Yeah, that's definitely true. Definitely true. Agree, but even a side grade is decent in this time. Yes, yeah. Like the thing is like who you get though. That's the thing. Because remember, if another LCS team gives up their really good support, they essentially lose out on a good support, and you're giving your competition a really good player. That's just how these negotiation things work. Maybe Biofrost, weird, but he played decent. Biofrost actually did play pretty well. I thought he played pretty decent, given the fact he was on Dignitas, and well, you guys know Dignitas are fucking garbage, obviously. All right, Sean, what did you think about the 100 Thieves versus EG series?
I knew EG would destroy them after that Team Liquid one, honestly.
Is there anything your brain registered after that game one?
Why the fuck did they not ban Jinx?
Also, yeah. Okay, now it's time to talk about Evil Geniuses. So before we even go over Evil Geniuses, there was this weird narrative that they were bringing up NA talent when Cloud9 has did that for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
They made top 4 at Worlds with NA talent, Sneaky, Zazel, Licorice. Top 4 at Worlds, like Worlds, the big prestige League of Legends event that matters to a lot of people. Worlds, actually. Then they won the 2020 LCS Spring Split with NA players, Vulcan, Blabber, Licorice,
And the imports they did have weren't even much of imports. Venskaren, they literally revived his career. And then they also had Blabber for that for most of the season. Well, most of that split. And then Jensen, well, he's from EU. He played literally his entire career in NA. So
they brought up Jensen. They took a risk on Jensen. They brought him up. He played really well for them. Cloud9 has always been the team to bring up NA talent. Blabber, prime example of that. Blabber's just sitting there going like, the fuck? Like, hey, I get it. Blabber ends games, but it's like, well, you got to give man credit where credit is due. Like everyone was buying into this like NA talent thing. And I've always told people this. There's a lot of bad NA players, actually. There's a lot of bad ones. Credit to Peter Dunn for finding Jojo, Pion, and Danny. Credit to him for that. But, out of all the good NA players, like, and there's some good NA players out there that were good, that were in the LCS, that were successful, and we'll have new ones, Sneaky, Xmithy, Meteos, High, players like that, Double Lift, a prime example of NA talent that actually came from CLG at one point. Afromoo, there are good NA players. There are some good NA players, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the import players are just better. The same. Like, Closer as an import is better than, like, every single jungler in the LCS. Inspired as an import is better than most of the NA junglers. Inspired as an import, Now, I know a lot of people want to give EG credit for what they did with Jojo, Pion, and Danny. And credit to them. They did great with that. But do people actually think they would have done well with a native jungler and a native top laner? Imagine if EG had Fate God. And imagine if EG had, I don't know, give me a random jungler. Insert any random jungler.
Contracts.
Imagine if they have a title to their name right now. If they have contracts.
Yeah, they had contracts last year. And then they had also they had Huni last year.
The year before.
Fuck. Yeah, they had Kumo as well.
yeah.
Imagine if they had Kumo and contracts still.
Like, I think that people want to, it's the thing. I just don't know where this random, like, I'm glad EG has a brand identity, but how long can they run with this like brand identity for like, we're going to be the NA player team? It's like, well, how long can Jojo Pion keep up his form? Danny definitely has laning mistakes. I'm still standing by what I said. He still has some laning problems. Outside of lane, when you give him resources, he team fights very well. Sure. But during MSI, during actually against better teams, those laning mistakes he has are going to get very, very punished badly. Like, you cannot just die randomly 2 times to Flakked and Targamas, Now, to be fair, that is only Flakked and Targamas, but I think Flakked and Targamas are a pretty solid bot lane overall. They might go even with those two, but let's just say EG make the next round and they have to face RNG's bot lane. T1's bot lane, Gumayusi and Kyria will take their fucking Korean fist and shove them up Danny and Vulcan's ass. Gumayusi is insane. So is Kyria. Watch Danny die twice in lane against Gumayusi and Kyria. Watch Danny die twice against Gala and Ming. See how long that game's going to last. Not very long. Not very long. I'll tell you that right now. So I know everyone's praising Danny, and he's a solid ADC. I think he's very solid, outside of lane. He's good with Jinx, obviously. He plays his lane to the point where I think he needs to improve on his laning phase. He can't just give over random deaths like that. People have to factor this in. Against these international teams, you cannot just give over random deaths like that. You cannot. You are going to honestly get destroyed. How is it that a lot of the Western teams usually lose to the Eastern teams? Giving over random deaths and random advantages you should not be giving up. My God, watch Danny's mistakes at MSI get completely exposed. That's just honestly how I feel. How long will JoJo and Danny last at MSI? I don't know, honestly. That's the thing. I think JoJo Pion might have it worse simply because he'd have to face Caps. Well, he will face Caps first. That's going to be pretty hard for him. Faker. He's facing Faker. Kind of all she wrote right there. And he's facing Xiaohu. And Xiaohu's no slouch either. I watched RNG. Xiaohu's no slouch, obviously. Xiaohu can definitely hand it to him. These NA players are going to be going up against some pretty good opposition. And I just hope they're able to minimize their mistakes and shore up their mistakes in the laning phase. Now, we know that Impact is going to be solid. Impact was a super solid player for them pretty much most of the year. He was solid for EG last year, actually, where I talked about, Impact was solid for EG last year. I pointed it out. I said, Impact is borderline MVP material. You guys remember, I said that. I said Impact was borderline MVP material. Hey, yeah, Big Daddy Nightwing can definitely do predictions on players, right? So, I think a lot of people underestimate how much Inspired and Impact are actually doing for the team, as well as undermining the impact that Vulcan was actually having on the team. Vulcan, having the experience he's had from Cloud9 and all the other previous teams he had been on, or I think the one team, obviously, definitely helped out Danny a lot. I think a lot of the credit for EG's trophy victory comes from Vulcan, Inspired, and Impact. Mostly from Impact. That guy's been an absolute monster in the top lane. So, Sean, what do you think about the whole, EG NA narrative that's been going around, honestly? What do you think?
I don't really know what to think. Although, you forgot to talk about the biggest transaction today that was announced.
Fake God is leaving Dig? Because that's not even news. That's just,
no,
you should have known that's going to happen.
Jizuke joining Giants Gaming. Fuck yeah.
Goodbye. I guess he can speak the same language because he talks like them, but I don't fucking... I'm going to jail.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck.
I think NA players also suffer the same effect imports have. They also get worse with time in NA. Cody Sun, Tactical, Licorice were all seen as star talents in their time, and now they're lost. I don't think they're exactly bad players, though. I think that sometimes when you get a good player like them that's been on like certain rosters, and then at a certain point, they start playing badly because of a myriad of different factors. It's not just because they get worse. You got to factor in, if a player's Tactical is different. Like, Tactical is an all right player, but I guess we'll use that as an example. I don't think they truly get worse. I think with League, it's all based around who's around you, actually, So, of course, Licorice is going to look good with, like, the best players in the league when he's on Cloud9, obviously. But with different teammates, who are not the best in their role, then you kind of get to see a player for who he is, potentially. I'm not saying Licorice is bad. Actually, that's pretty solid. But a lot of people get into this thing of like, oh, this guy looks really good. Well, who are the players around him? Like, look at EG right now, a team that everyone is hyping up right now. And maybe they might do some damage at MSI. If EG make top 4 at MSI, holy shit, that's pretty good. Making that's pretty solid, But people have to look at the players around some of these guys. I'm not saying that JoJo Pion and Danny are like slouches and they're fucking shit. They're pretty solid for their roles overall for NA. But Look at the players around him. Impact, veteran top laner, world champion, multiple titles, multiple world appearances. Vulcan, multiple title appearances, multiple worlds. Inspired, multiple worlds. Finals appearances, Just saying. Like, that matters a lot. Because, like my friend, he'll be like, well, the other guy's playing. Doesn't matter. Take Jojo Pion and Danny and put them on Dignitas, and let's see how that would play out. Now, obviously, that is a pure hypothetical right there, but, that is something that I need to have said. So that's my thing. Obviously, I think people with League have to understand it's not just about a certain player popping off. It's about who are the players around them that allow that player to have that space and pop off, actually, But the thing here is Evil Geniuses defeating 100 Thieves and completely destroying them, was to be expected kind of after they beat Team Liquid. I still stand by my 100 Thieves prediction. They played like shit, So I want to ask Sean this. Do you think it was actually, 100 Thieves and TL just choked and EG got their trophy because the other better teams just played bad? Or do you think EG is like a legitimate team? I think Sean's dead. So we'll just talk to you guys for a second. For mid, Jojo has a good chance to learn here, and he shouldn't take it too hard because all those 3 mid laners play completely different playstyles. Yeah, that's the thing, is like people are going to rag on Jojo Pion pretty hard if he actually does get destroyed by Faker and Xiaohu and Caps. But the thing here, he'll have to understand is like, well, these guys are insanely good and have been playing competitively a lot longer than him and with a lot more success. So that's something that NA fans will have to understand. But, well, you guys know this. Like, NA fans are not going to be very, very kind to Jojo Pion if he actually does very, very bad against the international mid laners, Like, a lot of the mistakes that other teams made in North America will not be the mistakes that other teams make, obviously, at MSI. The actual caliber competition like G2, RNG, T1, they won't be making these rookie NA mistakes like the teams here do. Also, the international teams draft much differently than the teams in North America do. So we have to see the EG coaching staff also be flexible in draft. Like, are EG a flexible team? Like, Impact can definitely take a back seat. I'm not saying he can't. Impact can. Inspire can carry. Can Jojo Pion become clutch and carry against these international caliber mid laners? I don't know. Can Danny be clutch and carry against international ADCs? Maybe. What's up, Kato? How you doing, man? Think like this. Xiaohu, two-time MSI champion. Faker, 3-time MSI champion. Caps, MSI champion. Yeah, the mid laners that Jojo Pion is facing, success across the board. We've seen their clutch factor. This is going to be Jojo's first time against these guys, and a lot of people are going to be raging at this guy pretty hard, if he starts failing against them. And we know he's going to do bad against them. He might have a lucky game against a few of them, but it's not going to be because of him. He won't be the X factor into them potentially beating T1 or RNG or G2. Even if they do, he won't be the X factor. He's going to be the guy that's playing weak side because he's not going to get a chance to play a carry mid laner. Like, if there's a chance to get out of the fucking group stage, you're giving Jojo Pion a carry mid laner like Rise or Victor against Caps, Faker, or Xiaohu. I don't know about that. Maybe against Flacket and Targamas, they can kind of understand how international bot lanes play. But like Flacket and Targamas, they also have their problems too. They're not perfect either. But the thing here is, even if they manage to defeat Flacket and Targamas and play well enough to get out of the initial group stage, let's be honest here. They face Gumayushi and Gala and Ming the next round. And we know for sure Gumayushi and Carrier are like the best bot lane in the world. And Gala and Ming are not an easy bot lane either. So my thing here is EG are going to have to either stick to their style, play it out, or the imports on the teams with the experience and Vulcan are going to have to massively step up this split, actually. Like, Vulcan will have to step up. I think Danny and Jojo Pion will get exposed to MSI. given their mid lane and ADC mistakes that I've seen, actually. I think Inspired and Impact will do fine. And it just depends on how well of a duo Impact and Inspired will be, actually. It just depends on, how they actually want to play the game. But I think Sean is dead, actually. I think Sean is gone. Yep, guys, Sean is actually dead. But we'll be talking to Sean later because he hates me. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Right here. Because I know you guys care about this. I know you guys care about this, actually. Here we go. Dignitas, right here, announced that they are going to be getting rid of Fate God. Holy shit. I think it was Dignitas. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Fate God. There we go. Right here. So
my
Dignitas.
bad. I had to go do something. What did I miss?
So Dignitas, we will be making a change in our top lane for the upcoming LCS Summer Split. Thank you, Fate God, for being such a positive presence in the team. We wish you the best in the future.
They have to say positive presence in the team because they can't say gameplay-wise anything.
So are they going to create a highlight reel of him dying to Summit 1,000 times?
Yo, they should. Yeah, on the Aatrox. Fuck yeah, that.
This guy was like the worst mid laner. Sorry, this guy was the worst top laner in the league. This is not talking to anyone.
Did you not see his Nari? It was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it was in the grave, fucking like 8 times in the game. He's in the he barely played Nard, considering his screen was black most of the time. Oh my goodness. So what if Summit goes to Dignitas?
Listen, this guy sent Summit back to Korea, right? That's what he did.
He was oh fuck. Oh shit. God fucking damn it. God. No one actually means any of this. This is literally just saving face. Everyone thought this guy was the worst top laner in the league.
No, they actually think Summit would go to dog shit Dignitas. I mean, maybe.
Holy shit. God damn. Give me a second. Esports. All right, give me a second. Let me go see if there's any new roster moves, actually. So as you guys know, RNG and G2 are the teams I'm rooting for at MSI 2022. If either one of them win, I'm happy. Like I was definitely happy G2 won. I was definitely happy RNG won, because we have okay, the Shenyi news. Okay. The summer split. When does the summer split start? The summer split for the LCS, for all you guys who want to watch it, June 18th.
Why fucking Ninja on my screen?
Ninja's a great streamer. Oh, wait.
The challenger support from Reddit for y'all. Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Mean, it's an improvement over Promise Q.
Zanzara is getting replaced by Xerxes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're replacing him with Xerxes.
Well, that's I guess they want to get rid of all the Russians,
Oh my god.
But I mean, to me, that's just. I mean,
they want to get the old Splice roster back, dude. They're gonna be called Splice Stralis as all.
I mean, I don't know. Like Xerxes is younger. He had that like past greatness. He might be better. And Astralis was garbage. 5 role players are on their team, literally. So I don't care much. Dude, it's just
you know how disgusting the fucking league community is. They're like, yeah, Astralis are gonna crush the league, dude. They're not getting lucky. They were getting lucky when they beat Rogue. Oh, shut the fuck up. They're garbage.
Yeah, they're fucking trash. But
like Astralis is
it's not like they literally just drafted the worst comp ever that game and then gave Astralis all the best champs in the game. Holy fuck. But so yeah, I mean, I don't really care, but like, they're kind of like the same. No, Zanzar and Xerxes are pretty much the same like skill level of how they've been playing. So I mean, it's not really much of an upgrade. It's pretty much the same, if anything. So I don't know. After what Zanzaro did, I mean, I don't know. Seems like a bit of a spit in the face, but at the same time, I mean, they were garbage and just 5 role players. So, and Xerxes is younger and had that past greatness, unlike Zanzara, who was just an inter before then. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, yeah, I try to see if they knew where fucking Summit will be going, but you know, we'll see how it goes, guys. So
That
this
is
is my
true. That is true, Oliver.
Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, I was kind of sad that Rogue didn't win. Yeah, like a lot of people ragged on Rogue. They're like, Yankos destroyed Malrong. Aren't Malrong and Yankos like top 3 junglers in the league? Like, that makes no fucking sense. They're like, I would expect top 3 players in their roles to.
Oh no, they're also actually missing the mid laner, Oliver. But you know.
Oh yeah, they're missing what's his name? Who do they have? They had
what was it Nuke Duck or no, not Nuke Duck. Was it
Splice? They had Niski.
Well, I thought it was Humanoid or
at one point they had Humanoid. Yeah, it was Niski, Humanoid. Yeah.
Well, no, was it Humanoid when they made Worlds?
They had them at one. Yeah, they had Humanoid at when they went to Worlds. What the heck is going on here? Okay, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the LCS. I want to tell you guys what's been going on. You know, with the next episode of Cloud9 Podcast, we will be covering the best of 5 between RNG and TES. Okay, then we'll also be talking about we'll be like pretty much having a wrap up of the LEC and LCS.
Yeah, basically just the whole year, all major regions.
Yeah. So that's essentially it. Can't wait to see you guys next week, because the reason why I can't do multiple is because after next week, when we do that LPL best of 5 and the wrapping up of the LCS and the LEC spring splits, the next week is MSI. MSI is happening literally the week after. So we can only do one episode right after it, and we're back into it. So I don't really get a break. The only time I'll get a break is when MSI is over. So that's when you guys will see me take a vacation. But yeah, if you guys want to go subscribe to my main YouTube channel, link is in the description box below. Also, you guys want to know, for streaming on Twitch, I now stream to Twitch. You know, I now stream to Twitch. If you guys wanted to know, because people always asked, why don't I stream to Twitch? I do stream to Twitch. The Twitch name is twitch.tv/C9 Master Swag King. That is the Twitch channel name. If you guys wanted to go follow on Twitch, we are now live streaming to both YouTube and Twitch between both my main YouTube channels, you know? So yeah, we'll be talking about RNG next week, because I just didn't have enough time to do prep for the LPL games. You know, I just didn't have enough time at all. You know, I've been very, very busy with this channel and the other one. And so yeah, next week's episode, RNG versus TES, LEC, LCS, Spring Split 2022, you know, wrap up, actually talking about the whole season in general for LEC and LCS. And yeah, after that, we're going into MSI. You know, congratulations to Evil Geniuses. They managed to win the LCS 2022 Spring Split. I hope Cloud9 just do something. You know, I just hope they don't like just fall apart again, because like the roster moves they're talking about right now still don't like into any hope into me. You know, if they bring up Copy, Blabber, Fudge, Roll Swap, Sven, like that LS move really, really messed. Oh, they bought. You don't put all your chips into one basket like that. And now they know going into next offseason, don't do that. Don't put all your chips into one basket like that. You know, I mean, it happens. Teams have bad years. I've been used to it before with Cloud9, back when they didn't win titles, you know, just saying. I've been through this before with them with their bad years. So, you know, I just wish they didn't put all their eggs into one LS basket, because without LS head coaching the roster, it was just going to fall apart. You know, at some point you knew it was going to fall apart. I kind of knew the back of my head, but I was like, I'll just kind of write this out, you know, as much as, you know, I can. But, you know, a lot of people were going like, yeah, well, they should have kept LS. I mean, they should have kept LS. I'm not disagreeing there, but it's like that happened in week 2. It's like they had many more issues outside of LS, you know, and who's to say if they had kept LS and it works, who's to say it does, you know, like people are going crazy, you know, who's to say that if they actually kept LS, it would have worked out. That's just a fucking hypothetical that we know probably wouldn't have happened based off EG, TL, and 100 Thieves performance. So,
listen,
yeah.
I think Berserker and Sven will be a great bot lane. I think they're gonna have
So does
great
Jack have
chemistry
a
there.
sniper rifle
They're
to your
they're
head?
they're perfect match for each other. That's always what I back in like Worlds 2018 and stuff, or 2017 when Sven was there. And we were waiting for the next Korean prodigy. I was thinking, what would be a
What's up,
bot
Chaz?
lane that would make NA finally win Worlds? And I've always thought in my head, Berserker Sven. Now that has just been a dream of mine for the last like 5 years.
Sorry about that, guys. Wind was seeping through. So yeah, Chaz, if you're free, just let me know. I had to go to the bathroom after this. Vithio has nowhere to go. He won't go to Fnatic and G2. There are 2 orgs possible to pick him up if they want to, and one of them is Rogue. It depends on if Rogue get rid of Larson. I mean, they said they were keeping Inspired, and well, look at that. They didn't do that. So it's very possible. It's very, very possible that, they get rid of Inspired. Like, if they don't win the summer title, just say if they don't win summer, they're making a roster change. Well, it depends on their Worlds performance too. So depending on Worlds in summer, if they potentially make Worlds, do well in summer, it'll all depend on their summer to Worlds performance actually. But here is the Twitch channel for all of you guys in the live chat. If you guys want to go follow on Twitch, please go do so. And yeah, we had a great show tonight, actually. Great show tonight. Give me a second. Let me fix the title on Twitch really quickly. And like seeing 100 Thieves and Team Liquid fall short was just crazy because 100 Thieves, they definitely looked good at some point. Like TL drafting was really atrocious. Like why would TL consistently draft like 0 engage, 0 damage compositions? Like, did you notice that, dude? Did you notice TL drafting 0 damage and 0 fucking engage comps?
Yep.
Just they had comps, guys. I swear, were like Aphelios, Leona, TF, Trundle, and like Orin. I was like, who's getting paid to draft like that? Who's getting paid to throw you titles? Like Giglioto was their drafting. Giglioto's their head coach. It's like, holy fucking shit. Like, what does that say about Team Liquid? If you can't win LCS with this caliber of a roster, how do you expect to do well internationally? I'm just saying the worst draft was the Astro. Oh shit! Oh my goodness! Yeah, I saw that the game 2. They picked Yasuo and Diana. That was nice on them. The double knockup combo. I like that actually. I enjoyed that. Give me a second. Also, guys, I'm really happy because Ana de Armas is gonna be ballerina in the John Wick spinoff. Whoo, my baby. Ana de Armas gets to be in another movie.
It.
Sean, start living life, man. Start living life and start loving on women. Oh, but yeah, man. Anything else you want to say? Any narratives in the community you want to bring up at all? Honestly,
not real. Maybe hold on. I have some notes here.
give me a second. I have to go to the bathroom. Can you talk to them?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Well, I will say I did have doubts in EG earlier into the year, but I'm glad they lived up to the potential, and MSK can take that L because he was wrong. Now that he won't hear this, let's see. The entire LPL should be ashamed of themselves for letting top esports get that close to winning the spring split. Let's see. Also, sadly, the LCL winner will not be joining us at MSI this year and possibly Worlds because as they're currently having a war right now, thanks to those communist bastards in the Ukraine.
Yes. I think it's not a hot take really. I mean, they've won 2 MSIs with different rosters, plus a role swap Xiaohu. Just saying,
Oh yeah,
they
right.
have won MSI before.
Also, right. So, did you see the who won the finals
Oh
in
my goodness,
Oceania?
my goodness, the double lift upset drama.
Wait, there's drama with that.
Oh my goodness. Double have said in his podcast that memes about the whole upset wife thing are funny. And then she went on Twitter and said something about double lift. And then she said she was getting abused. And that's the reason why Upset had to leave. And that double lift was making fun of her getting abused. I was like, okay.
Wait, abused by who?
She didn't say. She just said she was getting abused.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god, Nemesis, you're a piece of like if he oh goodness, like that's the thing, if his wife is getting abused, then you have to leave. Like I get that's not the ideal situation, but you have to leave. Jeez, holy fuck, Nemesis.
This is
you were
why
going to hell.
Yeah, this is why you don't make jokes off of something you don't know any info about. But yeah, fuck Adam. He can go to hell. He should be relegated back to wherever the fuck he came from. But anyway, did you see who won the finals in the Oceanic League?
Did the Order win or something?
Yes, because there's an interesting player I wanted to talk about.
Sure.
Do you know the player Corporal?
No.
He's a support player for them, and he's 20 years old, and he's both Australian and Japanese nationality. He was born in Japan, and he has played in both leagues, in like the Japanese league and the Australian league, back and forth. So I thought that was actually, and I believe it was like the first, just like like Korean or Japanese like player who played in the LJL. And yeah, this is his first international event, so I just thought that was pretty interesting. That guy, so just wanted to bring him up, keep an eye on him.
Oh, last thing I'll say to you guys before we head out, Jojo Pion tweeted literally an hour ago. He tweeted this. Because Jojo Pion has been keen on trash talk. I love trash talk. People are fucking pussies nowadays and they don't like trash talk. Landed in Korea. Should I stream shitting on cats and solo queue?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love this guy. Like, I don't mind shit talking.
Yeah, no, nobody can do it unless it's somebody like Doublelift, though, remember? Oh, Fudge was doing it. Oh, fucking toxic bastards. I don't know, Jojo Pion, what a toxic bastard.
Yeah, toxic. Yeah, Fudge is so toxic, he's shit talking. He didn't do anything at Worlds. Fudge made it out of more worlds than Doublelift will ever make out of in his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Fudge just made it out of more group stages than Doublelift ever had in 1 year.
Yeah, and Vulcan literally has a 2 and 15 record of group stage games at MSI, of like main group stage games, 2 and 15 or some shit like that. And he still made it out of a fucking group. And yet Doublelift has won at least like 3 games in every group he's in, and he's never made it out.
Yeah, this is weird. This guy said, "Good luck, King. The EU non-G2 fans gonna root for you." The EU fans who have EG as a team they like after their main team. I'm not expecting people to just auto support EU because I don't, but I don't just randomly support any other team that isn't G2. Like if it was Fnatic at MSI, I'm not going to be cheering for EG. Yeah, that is weird. Like, why would you be that? I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying. I also like EG just as a team, Inspire plus Impact, a breath of fresh air, and a talent. Why can't it be both? If you like EG, fair enough, but not everyone does. So why would they just go and cheer for EG instead of G2? A lot of people like cheering for teams from their region, even if it's not their main team. I mean, I don't agree with that ever either, because like it doesn't matter if they're.
I definitely do not cheer for Team Liquid because every year they get literally placed in the freest fucking groups of all time, and they still never make it out. So I always cheer against them because they don't deserve it. So I'm
Yeah.
so glad every year that they choke making
If
it out.
Caps goes Ari, oh good god, fuck. Good luck with that, Jojo. We know Jojo can't play Ari very well, so God bless. He's God, calm down, kid. This guy said, way to support your teammate. You definitely weren't being condescending by calling him a kid and telling him to calm down. Just don't int too hard at MSI because you want EU to win, K. Oh my goodness. Just these kind of people are just pieces of shit, you know? But yeah, I'll just wait till Sean gets back. He just randomly dipped out for reason. EU Pride is great. Pride, don't worry. I know I cheer for every EU team. Yeah, hey, G2's at MSI. I'm happy. Two of my favorite organizations and the teams I root for in League of Legends are MSI, you know? So I'm happy. I'm not cheering for EG. I fucking like them. I fucking cheer for EG. The fuck? No, I'm good. I don't gotta be cheering for no NA team just because they're there. Like, we know NA's not winning MSI. Like, I don't know why people are fucking like deluding themselves into thinking that, you know? Like, they definitely are a solid team, but I don't know if a solid team is like cutting this, you know, right now. So give me a second right here. These replies are just fucking actually ass cancer. Pretty sure EU cares the same about NA as they do about a team from Oceania or Japan. Holy shit. King. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's just the way certain the way like Inspired is, that's just like a certain way that like European players are, you know? That's nothing that I don't obviously expect out of them. They acted like this for many years. Multiple different EU players act like that. Dude won one title in the retirement home of League when he's in his prime and started posting shit all over the place. XD literally played a final versus X 10th seed EU mid. Oh my goodness. That's definitely not true. The best thing I saw was Yanko's reaction to JoJo saying we are going to shit on EU. Oh my goodness. God. Yeah, like, I love how people just give Doublelift a free pass for fucking, like, trash talking, but if anyone else does it, it's apparently bad. Well, that pretty much wraps up the episode tonight, guys. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, please do that right here. There you go. Your boy's going to be reaching 300 followers very, very soon. Supporting the boys, you know, all the time. The only team that I support, Gen G, is literally the only team without a trophy. All these guys have multiple trophies. G2 has 9, C9 has 4, RNG has 4, actually. Gen G has 0. Can I eventually put a trophy in the Gen G cabinet case for myself eventually? Not if they keep fucking inting finals, actually. Yeah, EU players are more outspoken, but I think that is better because it gives better content, gets people talking. Yeah. Like, you wouldn't want him just being something he's not. You know what I mean? You don't want like fucking Inspired to be someone he isn't, because if he's being someone he's not, then it's not fair to him because he has to fucking cover who he is to hide people's feelings. It's like, well, they're not running a fucking charity. They're trying to win a fucking tournament, you know? So yeah, that's it. See you guys later. Goodbye. We'll be back here next week for the next episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Make sure if you are new, you hit the subscribe button, you hit the like button, you hit the notification bell. That way you are notified when we go live. Also, we are now live streaming to Twitch. So please follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/C9MSK. Twitch.tv/C9 Master Swag King is the name. All right, guys. See you later. I'll have certain news videos potentially out for you guys. But I'll see. I've been very, very busy. I've been very busy recently with my main YouTube channel, which I have to do content for literally after this. Gonna take a little bit of a break, then do content for that. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. And I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out, guys. All right, peace. See you guys next Wednesday. No, that'd be Wednesday, because Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness comes out on Thursday. So yeah, we'll be back here on Wednesday for the newest episode of the Cloud9 podcast. And after that, it's MSI 2021. And I hope G2 and RNG beat the shit out of every single person. All right, guys. Peace.